After a weekend off, Formula One is back with another triple header, starting with this weekend's British Grand Prix, with Lewis Hamilton aiming to build on his early title lead and seal a 7th Silverstone victory. The NBA season also resumed after a long hiatus. Let's find out more and speak to our reporter Angela Barnes for some more sports news. Angela, great to see you. So let's start with Formula One. We're going into round 4 of the World Championship, but all eyes are going to be on the opening of the event as much as the race itself. Why is that?
That's right. Good morning, Rosie. Well, this weekend, as you said, it's the British Grand Prix, but indeed, all eyes will be on the drivers at the start of the race for the anti-racism protest. Now, this is something that they've tried to do at the start of every Grand Prix race, but it hasn't really run that smoothly. So they're hoping that things will go a bit better this weekend. And that's after Lewis Hamilton hit out at Formula One bosses and the governing body, he said, for lacking leadership and not doing enough in the fight against racism to give it the platform it needs. And it's after a rather disastrous display at the Hungarian Grand Prix that saw some drivers turning up late for it. One forgot his End Racism t-shirt, and Lewis Hamilton said the whole thing was very rushed. So this weekend, Lando Norris says that he's confident that they're going to do a better job of it because he says they are united in the fight against racism. And turning to the race itself, Lewis Hamilton is aiming for his 7th Silverstone victory. And earlier I spoke to Jade Edwards, who's a racing driver and a professional coach and Formula One host, to get her predictions.
I think would be quite naive to think that Lewis isn't going to dominate the weekend. His track record has definitely shown that he's very competitive around this circuit, as are the Mercedes, both of them. So Valtteri will be up there as well. But for me personally, what I'm interested in this season is the battle that's just behind those Mercedes, you know, with the McLarens, the Red Bulls, the young guns as such. We've got a couple of Brits, we've got Lando, we've got Alex Albon as well mixed in. And that's kind of what I've been watching this season. And I can't wait for those guys to hit home soil and show everyone what they can do.
So Lewis Hamilton, a firm favourite there. The practice session gets underway today, qualifiers tomorrow, and the race itself on Sunday.
And then what about the world of basketball, Angela? The NBA finally restarted after a 4-month hiatus. What should we be looking out for?
Indeed, absolutely. Well, it started last night, so this is after, as you said, a 141-day hiatus. There's 22 teams back in play, and the games are all taking place at the Disney complex in Orlando in Florida. So there's a lot at stake here, though, in terms of legacy standpoint. So superstar player LeBron James is actually aiming to become the first NBA player to win 3 championships on 3 different teams as a leading man. Now, the season finals will end no later than the 13th of October, so we'll have to wait until then to see if he's victorious.
Angela, thank you very much for just giving us the update on all things happening sports over the next few days.
Thank you, Rosie.
Thank you for joining us today on Good Morning Europe. Do stay with Euronews and Euronews.com for all of your top stories.